people wouldn't have to always stare and take pictures because we don't like when they take pictures, so they just knew who we are.
For years, the conjoined twins, Abby and Brittany Hensel, have given the world a glimpse of what it feels like living with one of the world's most rare conditions. It is a condition so rare that it has continued to amaze even medical practitioners to this day. Despite the difficulties that have come with the condition, the twins have managed to make things work. However, people have found that the twins are separated in some aspects, despite having a lot in common. So what exactly is this talk of separation about? Let's get right into it. Conjoined twins are perhaps the strangest and most unusual wonders of nature, intriguing as much of the medical world as it does members of the general public. Conjoined twins develop from one egg that has been fertilized but not completely developed to become distinct early in pregnancy. Sometimes they are found to be joined in their chest, belly, pelvis, or even their skulls. The condition is present in about 1 out of 50,000 to 200,000 births, and the female twins are better off than the males. While conjoined twins usually die at birth or shortly after, medical progress has witnessed others living normal lives, either together or later after being successfully operated upon. The occurrence of conjoined twins has been under control as a result of advancements in modern medicine. Imaging examinations such as MRIs and CT scans allow doctors to know the extent of joined organs and tissues and whether they can be surgically separated. The extent of complexity of the operation depends on where and how the twins are conjoined. In some involving life-supporting organs like the heart, separation is practically impossible. But in others like twins conjoined by muscle or skin, there is usually a chance. Highly sophisticated and extremely skilled surgical teams have performed very intricate separation surgeries in recent years, taking months or even years of preparation. However, even when separation is possible, the risks are immense, from neurological injury to the death of one or both twins. The conjoined twin existence also brings unique issues in addition to health. Feeding, walking, and sleeping become perpetual cooperative skills for conjoined twins, and independence is limited on an individual basis. In spite of all of this, conjoined twins can manage to have an unimaginable sense of being with each other, and they form a bond so strong. Some, like famous twins Abby and Brittany Hensel, have even worked professional jobs, attended college, and become teachers. Theirs, and some other such cases, demonstrate that conjoined twins can live normal lives. Social acceptance is also in question since conjoined twins are given unwanted publicity or discriminatory treatment either way. Media coverage has also attempted to precondition the popular imagination, sometimes giving us inspiring stories of triumph, but others presenting them as freak shows. However, with the advancement in modern technology, these twins have better chances at a normal life. The innovations in prenatal diagnosis will soon result in early intervention to enhance survival. Surgical procedures and post-separation treatment are improved so that the quality of life for the patient is enhanced. Abby and Brittany Hensel are certainly the world's most famous conjoined twins. Their incredible tale of resilience, teamwork, and perseverance has captivated people for decades. The twins were born on March 7, 1990 in New Germany, Minnesota, and were a medical wonder when they were born, being joined at the torso and having 2 heads but 1 body. Their condition, dicephalic parapagus, is an extremely uncommon form of the condition that occurs in a very small percentage of all conjoined twin births. Such twins rarely live past infancy, so the fact that Abby and Brittany survived and went on to accomplish things is all the more remarkable. Unlike most conjoined twins who share a set of major organs, Abby and Brittany each have their own heart, stomach, and spine, but share no individual bloodstream, liver, or other essential organs. Both twins control one side of their body. Abby controls the right arm and leg, and Brittany controls the left. This meant that since they were babies, they had to learn to move in a way that no other child had to. Crawling, walking, and eventually running required a tremendous amount of coordination. And they could do all these things just as well as any other child, with an adaptability that amazed doctors and parents. Although the twins were born physically different, Abby and Brittany's parents tried to bring the twins up in as natural a way as possible. The parents motivated the twins to do the very same thing as other children so that the twins could experience a sense of belonging. The twins were even trained to play volleyball, cycle, and even swim. These were harder on them than they would have been on other kids because they had to progress in perfect synchrony. After much perseverance and patience, they learned to get many of these things done, showing that their condition did not have to determine their life. Abby and Brittany attended a normal school when they were older, where they completed the same courses as all of the other children. Their unique situation even made it so that the process of note-taking in class had to be coordinated. They learned to adapt and got along in school, each developing her own interest and aptitude in some areas. It was in school that each of their unique personalities was further established. Abby was bossier, always insisting on being the one to choose when a decision needed to be made, and Brittany was more relaxed and easygoing. This would sometimes lead to mini battles, as any siblings might, but also caused them to be stronger communicators and compromisers. One of the biggest milestones in their lives was when they learned to drive. Considering the fact that they had to drive the car as a single unit despite being on opposite sides of the body, it was nothing but a miracle. With practice and coordination, the twins were able to pass their driving test in a specialized way, where one would control the gas and the other the brakes. It was an indication of their ability to remain independent despite their condition, being proof that the condition would be no barrier to independent living. Abby and Brittany actually attended college following high school, which required not only studious devotion, but also physical strength. They attended Bethel University in Minnesota and graduated from the institution with an education degree. They touched the hearts of children and wished to make a positive contribution to the lives of young children, so they became teachers. Studies were challenging, but they finished because they supported one another throughout this journey, since both of them had some special things to give towards their success. Before they could even teach a class, they had to develop a teaching style that they could both work with and that would put students at ease and keep them attentive. While some may have assumed that the fact that they had to share a body would be restrictive for them as good teachers, it ended up being a benefit. Much to their surprise, despite being in one body, they each had to decide on separate interests. They had differing interests in content, with Abby liking math and science, and Brittany liking reading and writing. Their method of instruction had to be coordinated in precise ways. If they were writing on the blackboard, for instance, one would use one arm, and the other must move with precise coordination. Even lesson planning and grading papers required precise coordination. However, the manner in which they could speak without hindrance was what made them incredibly effective in the classroom. Students were in awe to see how teamwork and determination. Outside of work life, Abby and Brittany have still found ways to have hobbies and a social life like the rest of us. They vacation, they shop, and they spend time with friends, always pushing the boundaries of what can be done. Their different personalities bring a special spice to their interaction with Abby, the more dominant and bossy twin, typically dominating conversations, while the reserved and quiet Brittany maintains their balance. Even as instructors, they alternate in leading class discussions or dealing with students based on who does it better. Despite the scrutiny and sometimes critical questions that they inspire, Abby and Brittany have never responded to public scrutiny with anything other than kindness and good humor. They have simply lived their lives as normally as possible, meeting each challenge with a dedication that never allowed their condition to define them. Their story is a reminder of what happens when two souls work together in perfect harmony, demonstrating that even the most extraordinary of circumstances can lead to a whole and successful life. Outside teaching, they have also attracted attention in the media. Abby and Brittany Hensel's first foray into stardom was when they made guest appearances on The Oprah Winfrey Show. As one of the most well-known conjoined twins in the world, their journey enticed others, and their television interview with Oprah gave an inside look into their lives. The show focuses on their plight and achievements. Oprah, who has a gift of connecting with guests on a very personal level, kept things easy for the twins to tell their story honestly and warmly. The show generated a wave of reaction, with people applauding their confidence level, sense of humor, and positive attitude towards life. The show was the stepping stone to their TV career, opening the door to further productions that would feature their incredible life story. Following their appearance on Oprah, the twins continued to intrigue the public, with various documentaries tracking their lives. Most hailed among such television appearances was the 2003 TLC documentary Conjoined for Life, which witnessed them grow up in their teens. The documentary offered a closer glimpse into their lives, bringing forward the way they worked together each day to get things done, and their individual personalities. The success of Conjoined for Life cemented their place in the public consciousness and proved that people wanted to learn more about their lives. As they matured, TLC realized more potential in being able to share with the world Abby and Brittany's life. This motivated them to create their own reality TV show, Abby and Brittany, which premiered in 2012. The show documented them from college through the real world, with such major life events as traveling abroad in Europe, preparing for their lives as teachers, and figuring out how to live on their own. It was the most detailed examination of conjoined twins' lives ever on television, showing them up close how they dealt with issues in a determined and cooperative manner. The show was particularly praised for how it featured them as normal young women rather than freaks. They had an audience that was inspired by the fact that they lived normal lives, despite their strange circumstance. The world welcomed Abby and Brittany with wonderful optimism. They were respected for their stubbornness and determination, and for having no wish to live life with restrictions. Unlike how conjoined twins have been stereotypically displayed in most of the media, with a focus on their plight, the Hensels were motivational and proved that they could have any life they wished. People were astonished at how they managed to do things like travel, work, and socialize like the rest of the world. They had so many individuals come up to them and tell them that their experience made them want to overcome their own issues, whether physical, emotional, or psychological. They became well known and developed a series of public speaking engagements where they spoke of their experience and perspective on being conjoined twins. They testified for individuals with disabilities, showing the world that perceived disabilities do not necessarily dictate an individual's potential. Their boldness and outspokenness encouraged others to re-examine their own perceptions of physical differences, and enabled many to embrace their own uniqueness. Even though they were celebrities, Abby and Brittany never let it make them egotistical. They stayed humble, focusing on their goals rather than fame. Even after the reality show was over, they remained low-key and continued to develop their careers. When they turned into teachers, everyone understood that their dreams were beyond the TV screen, and there was more to them than fame. Their influence, though, still attracted individuals everywhere, even after they left the limelight. One of the most proud things that they have accomplished is graduating from Bethel University, which proves that they were just as qualified as everyone else. Their insistence on becoming educated was proof that they could succeed and overcome all odds. It was not an easy feat to go in the direction of getting a college education, and they had every reason to celebrate when it was done. It was a moment that was intended to show the world that their disability would not keep them from what they wanted. Traveling was also a favorite of Abby and Brittany and featured on their reality television show and continued on for many more years. They went around the globe, observed other cultures, and met other people. Their passion for adventure and travel also broke myths about conjoined twins because they showed that they were not limited by their condition. They would often comment on how touring exposed them to wider experiences and allowed them to meet people from all over the world. Public acceptance of attention was another shining aspect of their experience. While everyone mostly treated them kindly, there were others who wondered whether they would be able to have careers or lives of their own, but the twins never allowed the negatives to bring them down. They responded to intrusive questions with sophistication and wit, always with a positive touch. Strength under public pressure was one of the things that kept them an inspiration to most. Abby and Brittany continued pushing boundaries and inspired the world by achieving milestones through never losing hope and never letting each other go. Their TV career helped shed light on their condition in a positive and enlightening way. Whereas they had previously been presented as medical curiosities, they were welcomed as strong, intelligent, and capable women who lived to the best of their abilities. Their history is a demonstration of strength, showing how the strangest situations could be faced with resilience. Through their choices and careers, they have left an impression on the world. Abby and Brittany's story is not a story of disability. It is a story of strength and the incredible things that happen when two are in perfect harmony. Abby and Brittany Hensel's condition might be rare, but it's not an isolated incident. There have been several other instances of conjoined twins throughout history, some of whom had full lives alongside each other. Some others made it through tough separation surgeries. The chances of separating conjoined twins are mainly determined by how and where they are joined. Perhaps the second most well-known case of conjoined twins were Chang and Eng Bunker, who were born in 1811 in Siam, present-day Thailand, and were joined at the chest. They gained world fame as the first Siamese twins, and so popular was this term that it is used today even for conjoined twins who are not actually from Siam. Despite the medical limitations of their condition, they survived well into adulthood, married sisters, and had children. Theirs was significant because it demonstrated that conjoined twins could lead reasonably normal lives. In relatively recent times, numerous conjoined twins have been successfully operated on, but with different levels of success. One of the most famous separations was that of the Binder twins, Patrick and Benjamin Binder, born in Germany in 1987. They were conjoined at the head and underwent a pioneering operation by Dr. Ben Carson. Sadly, although the operation was a success from a medical point of view, the twins were left with extensive neurological damage and were unable to live on their own. This case demonstrated the high risk involved in attempting to operate on conjoined twins, especially those who are joined at the head. Other separation operations have, however, been successful. Conjoined twin girls Maria and Teresa Tapia were born in 2003 conjoined at the abdomen in the Dominican Republic. Their being joined by their liver and intestines made it a challenging operation to disconnect them, but Virginia doctors were able to cut them apart to allow them to lead independent lives. The two girls are healthy today and lead normal lives, demonstrating that modern medical technology has improved survival rates and independence in some conjoined twins. The majority of conjoined twins, however, perish at birth or shortly thereafter. The condition itself is also a medical mystery, and its origin is unknown. It is believed to occur when an embryo begins to split into identical twins but fails to finish the separation process. Physicians and researchers are still trying to understand the phenomenon, although cases are very uncommon, occurring only in approximately 1 in every 50,000 to 200,000 births. Even after medical treatment, conjoined twins present doctors with an issue, not just because of the physical complexity of their condition, but also because of the ethical issue of procedures. In certain cases, one twin has to be killed in order to allow the other to survive, a bitter reality that medical groups and families struggle with. In spite of the challenges, cases such as Abby and Brittany demonstrate that conjoined twins can live successful, productive lives. Their lives, along with others, continue to inspire the medical profession, as well as society as a whole. They make people believe in the fact that the human spirit is strong enough to overcome even the most unlikely situations. Tell us some fun things that you know about Abby and Brittany in the comments, and we will see you in the next one.